Let's go Monday show, January 6, 2025. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you watch it on YouTube, hit that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Sports. Over 75,000 subscribers on this platform. If you're watching live on X, we say good afternoon to you. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
In the words of Eddie Murphy from Trading Places, Merry New Year. It's crazy.
Merry New Year.
Merry New Year. It's crazy. It's our first show of the 2025, man, so I'm excited. You know, got together with the family over the weekend, spent a lot of time with the holidays, New Year's. I think my goal this year, man, is family. Stay dedicated to family, get tight with family, and then also to be a better version of myself. So I'm excited, man. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling.
Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, buddy.
Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. Man, I'm happy.
Isn't it something?
I'm so happy. My team.
I always save it for big time. I always save it for Maz.
My team. I'm just so proud. So proud.
Stick is here. Pete Spivak is here. And Tom, let me just your persona right now, pretty interesting. And Braylon, so many of us who are from Detroit, who have lived here our whole lives, who are Lions fans our whole lives, we sit here and I was watching that game last night, and I tweeted this out last night, or posted on X. I'm a 45-year-old man. I'm married. I have 2 kids. I've got 2 great jobs. My life is, knock on wood, pretty decent. I'm a grown man nearly brought to tears last night watching a football team. You know what I mean? Sitting there by myself on my couch watching the Lions, and I was damn near brought to tears last night. There is something so historic about what this franchise did last night. One of 9 teams to win 15 games. First time ever. They've been a number 1 seed in the NFC. Back-to-back division championships. First time they've done that. It was really beautiful. And to see how they did it in this ascension, just from biting kneecaps to number 1 seed in 4 years, is truly something that you write movies about.
No, it's definitely something that you write movies about, and you know I didn't necessarily go the crying route, man. But I definitely, to the extent you get emotional. You think about what Detroit is. Most football teams are representations of their city. If your city has a good football team, man, probably got a good city. You know, for the most part, and Detroit is a representation. Now all of a sudden, the Lions have a good football team, and people are like, oh, this is a cool city. There's things happening. So when you watch the Lions and everybody talk about the Lions, and you see stars on the sidelines, that's another. You know, like kind of a thing. Like, what does your sideline look like? What does it look like on the sideline? Why you see all these stars, all these celebrities now at Ford Field, downtown Detroit, in January, in the cold, because your team is that damn good, man. So we talked about it. We said 15-2 would be the number. You know, halfway through the year when we realized the Lions were rocking and rolling and it didn't matter what they did, who was hurt, who was injured, they still found ways to win. 15-2, I think, is the number that we agreed upon. And they went out there and they got it done, and they got it done in a fashion that was a special fashion. Aaron Glenn came to play with that defense, man. It was fun to watch.
Listen, man, I just got back from Jersey, visiting my family. Every day, something Lions. So I'm out and about and walking around, and people stop you.
Yeah.
You know, they're not used to seeing a guy in Jersey and in New York City wearing a Lions gear. And everybody is rooting for us. Maybe the Vikings and the Packers and the Bear fans, they don't like us. Besides those guys, and I know they probably like us on the side. You saw what Dan Campbell said to Kevin O'Connell last night at the end of that game. Hey, great game. We'll see you in 2 weeks. In other words, he thinks they're going to beat the Rams and things will fall their way and they'll see him.
Right.
It's great to be a Detroit Lion, fan at this time. Let's face it, it's never really been this.
Man,
back in 91,
yeah,
it was great. They had Barry Sanders. You played the Washington Redskins, and they met their match. This time, we're the Washington Redskins. We are. Hey, anyone that plays us now, you're second fiddle.
We got to say it like this. I feel like I started off with the wrong energy. The energy has to be different. The Lions have sucked the whole existence.
Yeah.
The whole existence. We have this 1 year we talk about 1991, and then all of a sudden what happened in the NFC Championship game. Every year there's something. I was born and raised in this city. My dad played for the Detroit Lions, and I refused to support him. I would support players. I would go to the game, but I would never put my eggs in the Lions basket being born and raised here. I was a 49ers fan, then I was a Vikings fan because of Randy Moss, and then I eventually played in the NFL. The Lions, even when I was in the league, people took shots at my team. I'm like, I'm from Detroit. You do know I play for the Browns. You do know I play for the Jets. It was always Detroit. I had to defend Detroit in the NFL, not playing for Detroit. Detroit has always been the butt of all the jokes. Even last year when they got to the NFC Championship, it's still like Dan Campbell said. And I think what Dan Campbell said, we may not ever get here again. I think fans started to say, damn, Dan, don't say that. Is Dan serious? Are we going to get there? To have another year where you get better again, that's 3 years in a row. There's 3 years in a row you've gotten better as a franchise, you've gotten better as an organization, and you've been exactly what people thought you were. Now the Lions are exactly that. They are the best team in the NFC, and they got about a month to prove that they're the best team in the NFL. It's fun to watch this ascension. And that game, like Jahmyr Gibbs, I know we're going to get into it, but I figured we had to start with the right energy. This team deserves some energy. 15 and freaking 2.
It's emotional, though, Bray. It really is. You know, it's humbling to watch this team because of everything you just said.
Yeah.
Though. It is. You're grown men, and you can't help.
0-16 wasn't that long ago.
Fall in love with this team. The Lions won 15 games this year. In the 3 years prior to Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes taking over, they won 14 total.
Yep.
In the 3 years prior, they won 15 this year. Yeah. That was 14 combined. It's pretty incredible stuff. And guys, if you've been watching the network at all today, we are doing something a little bit different. We want you to be a part of Woodward Sports. We want you to be a part of our show. Each and every show is doing something a little bit different. So this is what we're going to do here today. We're going to take advantage of our Super Chat. You guys have seen the Super Chat throughout the weeks and the months and the years, and we want you to take advantage of the Super Chat. So for $5 today, you just go to YouTube and click on the Super Chat, and you can, for $5, we'll read your comment. For $20, we're going to take your questions. We're going to talk about whatever you want us to talk about within reason.
Yeah, don't go
within the
crazy.
Sports topic.
Don't be out here getting crazy.
So for $20, questions can be answered. Whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to talk about, we'll sit there and talk about it for a little bit for $20. And if you really want to go all in today, you want to do a video call with us?
Yeah.
At 3:30, 3:35 today, somewhere around there.
Let's get on this
we're going to take some video calls for 5 minutes, $50. You want to be on with us? Video call like Dan Miller is with us weekly.
Let's get you locked in.
Or Isaiah Thomas or any of our other popular guests. You want to be on video call with us today? We'll put you on the big board, $50. We'll put you on the big board. We'll do those calls, those video calls, beginning at 3:30 if you're watching live. How about that?
100%. And look, for all the people that comment on a daily basis that's been supporting us for the 4 years that we've been in existence, still comment in the chat. This isn't us forgetting about you. You don't have to just pay to be a part of the show. Still comment. You're still a part of the show. This is just skipping the line. Like one of my barbers back in the day, like a haircut back then, I wish it was still back then, haircut was $30. But if you wanted to get that haircut the next time, you pay $60, he would get you in the chair. I wasn't forgetting about the people that came before me, but money talks and BS walks, so we want that BS to start walking today.
No doubt about it. And we'll get back to the Lions game here. And let's start with this. Let me take you inside the locker room, okay? This is what this team is. This is who this team is. This team answers the bell each